Okay, today we're going to talk about one of my all-time favourite live albums, Talisman, live at Sweden Rock Festival from 2002. Now those of you not familiar with the long-running band Talisman, which was led by Jeff Scott Soto and the late great Marcel Jacob, both of whom had originally started with the Yngwie Malmsteen band, it's just a powerhouse of a live album. It's raw, vocals are crisp, clean, Jeff is on top of his game here, his voice is powerful, it's like a punch in the face. Marcel's bass playing, again, exceptional as always. Just a small problem with the mastering. The first half of the album, everything seems to be mastered quite well. The bass is very heavy in the soundboard, it's very pleasing to the ear. But as the album goes on, it seems like the volume of the bass kind of gets faded out a bit. I'm not quite sure, it's just I couldn't hear the strong bass chords that I was hearing in the beginning of the concert that I was hearing towards the end. Which is a real shame, because that first half of the album, it just tickles the ears. Strong vocals, the strong bass, and again the guitars as well. The guitars aren't overpowering. With Talisman, there are times where the lead guitars may get a little bit overpowering. It's the kind of shreddy sort of stuff. And don't get me wrong, that's not the type of band that Talisman is, like one of those shreddy bands. You do have shreddy guitar solos every now and then, but they're not overpowering and they aren't the basis of the sound. Pontus Nordegren on the guitars, of course. It played to a 2,000 crowd capacity. A few nights before, while they were in Stockholm, I believe Marcel had lost all his equipment. He lost his bass. Maybe that's got something to do with the way the bass mix is in this album, I'm not sure. And Marcel didn't really want to play. It wasn't until he had taken a look at the seat in the audience that he thought, well, that's the right thing to do. Let's play. Now Marcel wasn't too happy with the sound that he put out during the recording for this show. Some of Jeff's microphones were a bit off. Some of the guitars weren't tuned so well. So Pontus and Marcel went back to the studio together and re-recorded their parts live as they would have if they were playing a live concert. Now I'm not sure if that takes a bit of the sport out of a live album. We know that Kiss has done something like that with Kiss Alive, maybe not to that extreme, but if something is played live in the studio, does that still make it a live album? But the power in this album, it's just off the charts. It's great fun to listen to. Jeff may or may not have had a few drinks before the show. He seems to have a few isms in some of his stage rants and mid-show conversations, which is fun. So all up, there's 15 tracks. The whole album goes for about 70 minutes. Officially recorded in 2001 and considered to be rock, hard rock. Probably more to the hard rock sort of genre, with Marcel Jacob producing. This was released after 1998's Truth and before 2003's Cats and Dogs. The show opens up with Colour My Ecstasy, which is a great Talisman opener. Jeff just powerhouses through the vocals, he kicks the shit out of them. Goes straight into Fabricated War, and Fabricated War leads into Mysterious. Tainted Pages and Tears in the Sky, Tears in the Sky are one of my favourites, really get the pace going for the album. Up after that is the Seal cover song, Crazy, which Jeff does a great rendition of the song. I've always been more of a fan of Talisman's version of Crazy over Seal's one. Obviously because Seal is more of the mainstream sort of sound, Talisman puts out more rock-orientated version of the song. And with Jeff on the vocals, it's obviously my favourite. Here Today, Gone Today, again, a powerful song on its own. Live, even better. Alive and Dangerous. This is where the album, we're sort of halfway through the album here. And this is where the bass tracks kind of start to fade away for me, unfortunately. So I give the first half of the album an A+, and then it kind of goes into an A. Yes, I'm very biased because it's a Talisman album. Body, followed by I'll Be Waiting, which is one of Talisman's most popular songs in Europe. Bang, into Break Your Chains, which is also a kick-ass song. We get Marcel doing the bass solo, combined with Pontus' guitar solo. All or Nothing. And then we start going into the encores. The Queen cover song, Tie Your Mother Down. Now it's no secret that Jeff is a big Queen fan, and he has done many Queen covers over the years. Even that Queen concert that he did. And he has worked with Queen over the many decades. Great rendition. Was never quite sure what that song meant, but good version of the song. And then what's a Talisman concert without a few Yngwie Malmsteen covers? They don't overdo it here, they just play I'm a Viking, which is one of Yngwie's greatest songs, only because of Jeff's input. Absolutely kicks the shit out of the song. And even at the 70-minute running time, by this stage, and by this pace, you're kind of hyped up for more. Can't have a 3-hour concert on CD, can you? So yeah, a killer force, a killer band, a killer lineup. Jeff on vocals, Marcel on bass, Pontus on guitar, and of course Jamie Borger on the drums. You couldn't get a better lineup. And that's why Talisman has always been one of my all-time favourite bands. And that's why this album sounds so freaking good. So check it out. If you like hard rock, we're not talking metal, we're not talking thrash or anything like that, we're talking hard rock. Check it out.